Greetings once again all to a new ITSL season. God, so many leagues. I don't know what I'm doing. ITSL 2025-26. Thank you to the organisers as always. We are playing Roger, who has already hopped in and kicked the game off, so I'll say hello. All right, we've got independent red, so we'll open 4-4-1 with one in Austria. Regrettably, the only 4-up card we have is a dud one. Let me just plug my hand into the tracker and we will see what we can do. Comma complicate defectors. Well, at least we can get our headlines away okay. Not that we have a ton of really great ones. For most Arab Israeli duck and cover. So, Arab Israeli is probably the best bet because if we can get them out of Iran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. So we'll go Arab Israeli water start. Getting purged. What a joy. Unbridled. And it fails. Right. So now we're in just huge amounts of trouble. I'm not really even sure where we go from here. We will go independent reds into well, don't really need to go into Afghanistan if we'll still take an opening coup. It's a 2-op coup, and it doesn't do very well thanks to purge. But if they don't do anything, we can event duck and cover and coup Iran once more and hope to get the Pakistan wing locked down. But we're going to be playing from a long way back. Yes, not ideal. Not ideal getting purged. Never is. It's very rude, Roger. So, oh man, I forget last season. I think it was better than the season before. Season before I went like 5-15, so it's hard to do worse. Um, mm, Lovely. Keep pouring those ops in. All right, we'll use independent reds, and we will also go into Afghanistan. Let's see another 4-op card. Do it, do it. Yes, so like, what's a reasonable aspiration? Let's see if I can go 10-10, shall we? What's the worst that could happen? I don't. I think I was like 7-13 last year. I was marginally better, but still very bad. Okay, so we will use duck and cover to take Pakistan. And we could then use US-Japan to take India and just hope to fade the Indo-Pakistani war roll if it comes their way. They do take a coup, very wise. Wow. Okay. Still. Okay, so before Pakistan will take Lebanon. So yeah, incremental gains. You'll be delighted to know we've got Ziemovic later in the season. So that'll be a fun one to look forward to. And I think David, who I played in Stockholm, which is nice. So yeah, a couple of games to look forward to. Although I, of course, always enjoy playing all my games with all my opponents because I'm an unending delight. Well, event blockade. Best case scenario, they've got D-Style, and then they have to space Decol, and we can get them both back in the deck. I mean, best case scenario is we get them, but... Oh, that scoreline is ticking up. So Suez goes, and Warsaw Pact is evented. Czechoslovakia is fine. Although East European unrest, no, with Italy at 4, we don't need to worry about adjacency. Okay, so Decol and D-Style are both in the deck. So we'd hope to see one of the two of them next turn at least in our hand. NASA then Coup is probably best here. NASA Coup Libya. Because we've got Middle East scoring in hand. Cambridge 5 Fidel special relationship. Did not get any of the access cards. Captain Nazis gone. Marshall Socialist governments. Europe is a bit of a lost cause, and we want to try and convert. I suppose Iran's better for Iraq adjacency, actually. Not when you roll a 1! Okay, well, in which case, we could end up being dominated, because they only need 3 ops to take Jordan as well. That is pretty tragic. Yeah, I mean, if they do that, we're in such bad shape with Middle East scoring in hand, and oh, we got lucky. All right, so we definitely drop Middle East scoring not for domination. Still in bad shape. Not to underestimate the terrible shape we're in. Inclined to hold Cambridge 5, maybe. At least CIA's gone for now. We will space Formosa. Fail. Oh boy, this could be huge. Poof. Oh boy. Okay. Deep breaths all round. Alright, with Asia scoring still to come, we will pop overprotections in Pakistan and North Korea. NATO's not in effect. So we'll eat the special relationship. Yeah. Brag. That means they're holding D style. We'll event that. Quite happy with CIA gone. Truman, And now we'll event socialist governments. Take 2 out of West Germany and 1 out of France. Because de Gaulle's still in the deck. So there's a chance to flip France with a bit of luck. And that gives us some access, which they'll wisely overprotect. All right. So we can use Cambridge 5. We've also got de Gaulle and Suez. We can get a coup off. There's quite a lot of options here. So they've got containment in Asia, Romanian abdication, Korean War, and D-style. No, we got Korean War. Cool. And then in the reshuffle, we got Middle East, East Europe, Cambridge 5, Suez, East Europe, and the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so our headlines are potentially de Gaulle, which would give up a coup, which is bad because we've got Middle East scoring in hand. The Suez does damage to both. Cambridge 5 isn't great if they just drop Asia scoring in their headline. So I think if Suez does damage to both, we can take Israel and France out. And then we can get a coup in to try and flip Middle East. I think we're going to have to do that. I expect to see Asia scoring or containment here, or defectors if they got it. Oh, hey, maybe even purge again. Good. They just ditch Asia scoring for 0, which is probably fine. We can take out of Israel, 2 out of France, and 1 out of the UK. And then we want to keep Brush War available for Italy. So let's you an intervention coup. Iran? No, we need to do Libya now because of Sadat. Although that gives them... Yeah, they're now in Iraq. Yeah, let's do Libya. Woohoo! It will only take them 2 ops to correct that. We could choose to use East European unrest rather than space it just because the layout's a bit rubbish in Europe. They know we've got de Gaulle, so there's no big surprises there. And we know they've got containments. They've got 3 clean ops. Yeah. Very straightforward. So we will event de Gaulle. Just keep the pressure on up there for now. But we're not going to get Middle East domination this turn. We will buy into the you don't have Truman doctrine for now. And let's see if we get humped. So, didn't get any access cards, got purged in turn 1. Coup failed turn 2. So, I mean, apart from the turn 3 coup, everything's gone pretty badly. Alright, we will absolutely use the China card to take France here. With CIA gone. So they've got remaining abdication, which now puts them in a bit of a pickle, although we did have to use Marshall Plan turn 2. So we're unlikely to dominate Europe. I think now we drop Middle East scoring. Wow, faded 2. The dream is real. Middle East scoring 4-0. And then we'll do Korean War and hold Cambridge 5. We hold Cambridge 5? Maybe we won't hold Cambridge 5. We're not going to dominate. It does give us access, though, if they've got something. Yeah, let's do Korean War. Nope. So it goes. It was worth the 1 in 3. I prefer to hold Cambridge 5. Like, if they've got South Africa and we get access, that's pretty big. Although if they're headline peaking, it's a bit less of a giveaway. So Missile MV, we will bury you duck and cover. And they're peaking, so that's no good. Alright, so decol is probably good here because we can reverse Africa. Getting defected sucks, but precious few other options under the circumstances. That's the one for me. Special relationship OPEC. Lone gunman. Good way to get rid of it. Although that does mean we can get a coup off as well. Europe and Southeast Asia scoring. Cultural Revolution, Allende. Oh, Allende's nice. And Missile MV. Let's go into Indonesia with Southeast Asia scoring. See the rest of their hand. So Romanian OAS. OAS. Brezhnev, Tehran. Tehran. Olympic Games and John Paul. Truman and Comic-Con. So Wiku on Angola. Lovely. Jam Africa. We can go one in Algeria, knowing their hand. Well, they may use Comic-Con to take Algeria. So, let's mark those up. Overprotect Czechoslovakia. Missed. Yep, okay. So now let's use Cambridge 5. Let's go Lao and Czechoslovakia. Going Lao first to indicate Southeast Asia scoring and hope they miss the fact that we are dominating Europe. They'd be pretty dense not to put a single operations point somewhere into Europe, though. So if we miss envy, then we get Brezhnev, which isn't much help with two scoring cards in hand. He is. All right, so let's drop Southeast Asia scoring for 1 VP in our favor. We'll space special relationship because it's just giving up Canada. Omit's very sensible. Omit. And what are you tossing? Salt, Quag, and Arab Israeli. Off to the cleaners. So we space special relationship, which fails. Roscosmos to the Gulag. That's obviously regrettable. So let's see. If we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we take Turkey, they just take Canada, right? So yes, we will just drop Europe scoring now. Romanian abdication go on. So they've got OAS, Brezhnev, Truman, and John Paul. Yes, very sensible. So we'll event Allende. To get ahead of their OAS. is... Well, we're going to drag the game out into mid-war, but we're still a long way back in VP. So we will go there and there and there, and we will take Chile, I guess, or at least up it. They'll finish with Brezhnev. Now, in my excitement, I forgot to overtake Poland. Very good. With Truman. Missed it. Socialist governments is gone. Deary dear. Right, so we can do missile envy. Let's do missile envy on the basis that if they want to do Truman. I mean, if they've got the like DEFCON combo, we're going to lose anyway. So let's just gun it. Willie, Grain, 5-year plan. Grain, Willie, 5-year plan. Panama Usuri. Oof, wow, rough hand. Assuming we don't DEFCON suicide here, the best line is hope to dominate Africa. Still no access to Mexico, no junta, no nothing. We lose to like junta, we will bury you here as well. Whew. Hmm. Okay. This could be a problem. Okay. Could be worse. So we can cover Poland and dominate Africa in the headline. Well, that could have gone a lot worse. So I'm going to need to keep ahead. Oh boy, in a lot of places, but we can. Taking Chile, spacing grain sales. Okay. We will use Panama Canal returned to take Chile. Now we've got another coup target for Che. So, yep. We will space grain sales. Wow. Roscosmos have been a shocker today. So we can 5-year plan away a 2-up card. Yasuri, what can they do? 2 in Pakistan and 2 in India. And we need to put 2 in Pakistan to cover the China card, and then we can't cover India. So the China card can flip it. So we need to put some ops into Pakistan, India before eventing Yasuri. Okay, well, I guess that's fine, because eventing it and cooing Argentina would have been on their cards. So let's overprotect Pakistan, India. Event and repair Yasuri. But with Lone Gunman gone, bloody hell. Yes. Good old Camp Davids. I expect to sit at. Could be worse. So we'll overprotect those, and we'll make them have Sadat, obviously. So it's turn 5, CIA and Grain have gone. So we could keep 5-year plan against ditching a bad scoring card. Yes, well, that's good for us. The curse of spacing too well, my good man, says the guy who can't do it at all. We'll event Willie, because that's just a sweet VP and a bit of trouble. So they've got the China card and they've got Truman Doctrine, so we need to overprotect Poland and France. Unless they use Truman now to recover West Germany. All right. Truman's the only card we know they have, but we're going to have to spend IR7 overprotecting Europe. Yeah, 2 in Poland, 1 in France. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to eat the 2 mil ops here because getting dominated in Europe's far worse. Yeah, it's a shame, but it's what it is. Ooh, big ouch. But that's a very, very nice hand to be delivered following it. We were dealt defectors, so all of our plays are safe, which is nice. Could still get purged. Of course we could still get purged. MC 4578, 5-year plan brush diplomacy, ABM cheats, American Alliance, Portuguese nuclear test ban. What have I forgotten? Yep. So, brush war Panama. ABM first in case they play Central America scoring. Yeah. Ooh, Hunter. Alright, we will keep Defcon up. Make sure we can't be realigned out of Cuba easily. I'll do. But if they do coup, we counter coup. If they don't, we can do some op stuffing and then finish with a brush war. Alliance for Progress is unplayable. Shuttle Diplomacy is unplayable, which makes 5-year plan a complete nightmare. Hooray! Alliance for Progress is probably better because we don't want to get dominated in Asia. Going for it. And succeeds. What a delight. Right, we can pitch South America scoring, can't we? Yeah. We can brush wall Panama, 5-year plan South America scoring. Still more likely than not losing to a war games or something. I mean, Lone Gunman's gone. We're in Cuba and they're not. Don't see a straightforward means to winning this game. Boy, oh boy. So, Guatemala? Yeah, okay, so we're fine in Angola. Let's coup Guatemala. So they've still got Colonial Rearguards, Bear Trap. Purge is still in the deck. Oof. Oh, this is brutal. We'll have to use defectors and hope for a good roll. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Delight. Big gambles. Good. Oh boy. Alright, so we will Space Alliance because we can't give up 4VP. We can't tap two things with it, yeah. Space Alliance. Oh, Roscosmos. You bad, bad people. Event Brush War, accept shuttle diplomacy into our lives. Which is lousy. Double tap South Korea. And then 5-year plan South America scoring. Yeah, so Brush War Panama. Hooray! Okay. Rough, rough, rough. I think I started off last ITSL 2-0 and then went like disastro. So let's see if I can start this one 0-2 and pick it up. Fine, fine, fine. We're still protected enough they can't do the Truman thing. For those watching on Twitch, once this game's done, I'm grabbing dinner and then playing Donzo. We'll probably start around quarter past the hour. So don't go too far away from your laptops because there's more to come. Donzo and I will be talking to each other and it'll be a bit more relaxed. Hopefully with no delay as well, which is always fun. So, we've made it to the reshuffle. Hooray! And we got Muslim Rev, which is nice. Summit, which is rubbish. Sadat, which is bad, but at least we can control it. Cube Missile Crisis. Colonial Rear Guards, which we can send to space, which is nice. Nuclear Subs, so that's the reshuffle. So they've got Kitchen Debates, Bear Trap, Arms Race, How I Learned. They use one small step. You two incident, we will bury you. So if they're gonna bear trap us, which they probably are, let's get Shush Diplomacy not back in the discard pile. Nuclear Subs, Libthy, Lads, and Decol. Decol is probably the play. Cube Missile Crisis denies a coup. Cube Missile Crisis probably better, isn't it? Although they could How I Learned. But they still need to trap us. So let's do Cube Missile Crisis. And then if they do bear trap us, we've got Colonial Rear Guards and Nuclear Subs to put in the trap. If they don't, we've got Decol, which does some damage in Africa. I think we're going to need to event Muslim Rev. If we can get Middle East scoring out before we get Asia scoring out, we're laughing. Okay, we get trapped to DEFCON. That's fine, I think. I mean, as long as I get out of it, it's fine. Of course not. That would be such a silly thing to happen. Joy unbridled. Well, between the purges and the failed spaces and the lousy opening turn coups, let's see whether or not I can burn some of the usual tropes of poor fortune. At the start of the league. All right, well, lads, next. But if you get a nice, like, 10 VP South America, the game will be mostly over anyway. Yeah, why not? Why the devil not? Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. No problem. Let's see if we can get to the end of the game. So if they event kitchen debates, coup. So event kitchen debates, event how I learned, event arms race, the game is over. Yeah, they got it. So we now need to put Libthy in the trap, and we're out. Hooray! So arms race, kitchen debates, GG. At least we didn't die stuck in the bear trap. Not sure it changes the maths, but let's event it. Ooh. So need to have a coup. If kitchen debates isn't good, then we can do Nigeria, Algeria. Oh well, this might do it. There it is. Space for the win. All right, well, Mullard. Right, cool. So tune back in about 55 minutes for a game against Donzo. But thank you for watching that. We've started once again as badly as possible, but we'll see whether we can lurch to around a 50-50 win rate by the end of May. But hey, it's always fun to watch and it's always fun to play. So thanks for coming by, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.